Hi there, I'm Stella from Stella's Yarn Universe. This is part 2 of my crochet tutorial for this little cow. So if you haven't watched part 1, that's where you want to start. I'll link to it right there in the upper right corner and also in the description. So make sure to watch part 1 first and then get back to part 2. If you already finished part 1, well done, welcome back. Without further ado, let's continue with our little cow. That's the body of our little cow done. Of course it still needs a tail, but we can do that later. Let's continue with the head. So grab the light pink yarn and then we start by making a slip knot and then we chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we single crochet in the second next chain from our hook. So in here, in this one, it's 1 single crochet, then one single crochet in the next chain, and now 4 single crochet in the first chain here, and we'll do 2 single crochet on this side, then we turn it around and crochet 2 more in the same chain but from the other side. Then we'll single crochet 1 in the other side of the next chain and 2 in the other side of the next chain. 1 and 2. This is now the end of the small round, so I'll just put in the stitch marker here. Then in the next round we begin with an increase, so we single crochet 2 in the next, then we'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches and increase in the next 2. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Now we single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and increase in the last stitch. 1 and 2 in the last. Now in the next round we increase, then we single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll make 2 increases, 1 and 2 in the next, and again 1 and 2 in the next, Then we'll we'll single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh sorry, in the next 4, and increase in the last 2 stitches. 1, 2, and 1 and 2 in the next stitch. So now we should have a round of 18 stitches. In the next round, we'll single crochet in the back loops of all 18 stitches. And now we'll increase in the next 6 stitches. So 1 and 2, that's 1. 1 and 2, that's 2. 1 and 2, that's 3. 1 and 2, that's 4. 1 and 2, that's 5. 1 and 2, that's 6. And then we'll single crochet in the remaining 11 stitches of the round. Now our round has 24 stitches, and in the next round we'll increase further. So this time we start with a single crochet in the first stitch, and then we'll make another single crochet and then increase in the next stitch. And now we'll increase in every other stitch 5 more times. So single crochet, increase, it's going to be 6 times in total, so that was number 2. Then single crochet, increase, that's the 3rd increase, single crochet, increase, that's the 4th increase, single crochet, increase, that's the 5th increase, and single crochet, increase, that's increase number 6, and then we'll single crochet in the remaining 11 stitches of the round. Oops. So we'll have a round of 30 stitches now. In the next round we start with 2 single crochet, and then in the next single crochet we'll join the brown yarn. Oops, sorry. So I'll make a loop with the brown yarn, and then in the next single crochet we join it, and now we single crochet the next 2 stitches in brown. That's 1 and 2, and then in the next single crochet we switch back to white again, Now we'll single crochet in the next 6 stitches in white. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll switch back to brown. And now we'll single crochet the next 2 stitches in brown. And change back to white. Now we should have 14 stitches remaining, and we'll single crochet in all of them with the white yarn. The next round we begin with 2 single crochet in white, and in the next one we'll change to brown. Now we'll single crochet the next 3 stitches in brown, that's 2 and 3, and in the next one we'll change to white. Then we'll single crochet the next 4 stitches in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now in the next one we'll change back to brown. Then we'll single crochet the next 3 stitches in brown. Sorry, that's the roof of my conservatory making all these noises. That's 2 and 3, and in the next one we'll change back to white. Now we should have 14 stitches remaining in the round, and we'll single crochet in all of them in white. The next round we begin with 1 single crochet in white, then in the next single crochet we change to brown, and now we single crochet the next 4 stitches in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next stitch we change back to white, and then we'll single crochet the next 4 stitches in white. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change back to brown in the next one. Now we'll single crochet the next 4 stitches in brown again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and change to white in the next one. Now we'll single crochet the remaining 13 stitches of the round in white. The next round we start with a single crochet in white again. Then we change to brown and single crochet the next 5 stitches in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then change to white in the next single crochet. Now we single crochet 2 in white, 1, 2, and switch back to brown in the next one. And now on this side we'll single crochet the next 7 stitches in brown. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the next stitch we'll change to white. And now we should have 11 stitches remaining, and we'll just finish them in white. The next round we start with a single crochet in white again, and then we'll change to brown in the next stitch. Then we'll single crochet 5 in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and change to white in the next one. Then we single crochet 2 in white. 1, 2, and change back to brown in the next single crochet. Now this time, because I want to match the brown patch on the head with the brown patch on the body, we'll single crochet the next 14 stitches in brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then in the next stitch we'll change to white, and now we'll single crochet the last 4 stitches in white. From here we will continue to work in rows, because we will attach the head somewhere here, and we still need to fill up this space. But before we continue, we will insert the eyes or embroider them if that's what you want to do, and also embroider the nostrils. So I'm going to start with the eyes, and I'm going to put it in here, so I leave 1 round in white space between the nose or snout, or I'm not sure what cows are. Let me know in the comments what the right word is. So that's where the right eye goes, and then I'm going to put the next eye I think in here, so that would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches distance. So 3 increases and then 1 stitch on each side. will be in between. Let's see if that looks right. I think that's looking good. So yeah, 8 stitches about, or 7 to 8 stitches distance are in between them. So now onto the nostrils. I'm using black embroidery floss and a sewing needle with a large eye to embroider them. And I'm starting here just at the outer side of the first round, and it's important with embroidery to stitch through the stitches, not in between them, because if, for example, you were to stitch here in this gap, then you wouldn't have much control over where the stitch goes. So I'm stitching here through a stitch, and then I'm stitching diagonally towards the eye, so through here, and then I'll stitch back to where I just started. I think 2 stitches are enough per side, so now I'll just stitch through the same spot again and through to the other side. Again, try to stitch through a stitch. And then again I will stitch, make a diagonal stitch towards the middle, maybe here. Let's see how this looks. And then I'll just make a second stitch in the same spot. And from here I'll stitch straight through to the second round, like the outside of the second round, here on the bottom of the second round, to embroider the mouth. And I'll do that with back stitches, and I'll just follow this outline of the second round here. So I'll just make small stitches that are about 1 stitch wide. So that's 1, and then make a back stitch. Oops. That was the doorbell. Sorry about that. I'll just stitch back through the same stitch. Okay, so I made 4 little stitches for the mouth, and now I'm just gonna wrap my yarn around each of the stitches, so I go under each stitch just to even them out a bit. That's optional, so you don't have to do that, of course. So if there are any gaps in between stitches, they will be closed. And that's it. Now I stitch through. I think I'll add another stitch to this nostril because it looks narrower than the right one. So stitch through here. I just decided to embroider the upper eyelid just to give her face a bit more expression. So I'm just going to show you on the other side how I did this. So for you it might be easier to do it before securing the eyes. So this way it will be easier to place the stitches in the right spot. Okay, so I'll just start here on the above the eye but slightly outwards, and then I just stitch through to where the lowest point of the wing should go. So I hope this will look right. Maybe there. Again, you might want to use pliers to get your needle through the stitches. And then make sure to leave this end of the thread long enough because you're going to make a small stitch with it in the end. Let's see, I think that looks okay. Now I stitch in the same place I did before, and now I just make this tiny stitch here, like the tip of the eyeliner wing, so to speak. Could go there. After fighting with my needle, I finally got it through. And then I'll stitch here in the lowest point of the wing because I added a tiny little eyelash there. So that's the stitch I'm making now. And then I'll just stitch through to the root of this little eyelash. That's done. And now we'll just finish by stitching the other end through. So I just insert my needle here on top of the eye and stitch through to the inside of the head. And that's the other side done. This one looks much longer and bolder than this side. I think I prefer that, so I'm just gonna match the other side. That's just always what happens to me with eyeliner, whether it's my own or for my cow. So actually I almost forgot. There's one more round to crochet before we continue working in rows. So for the last round, we increase in the next stitch and then change to brown in the next stitch. Then we single crochet 2 in brown, and decrease. Then we single crochet 1 in brown and change to white. Where was I? There. So then we decrease. Oops. And change back to brown in the next single crochet. Then we single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and decrease again. Next we're going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, then increase in the next stitch. So 2 in there, then single crochet 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, then we increase in the next stitch and we change to white in the same increase at the same time. So for the second stitch in the second single crochet in the same stitch, we finish with the white, and then we finish the round with 4 single crochet in white. So now we still have a round of 30 because we made 3 decreases and 3 increases. And from here we will work in rows, so we don't need the stitch marker anymore. From here we start working in rows, and the first row will be in direction of the round. So we start with 2 single crochet in white, then we change colors and single crochet the next 3 in brown. 1, 2, 3, then we decrease, then we change colors to white, and straight away change back to brown. Then we single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Actually, we won't need the white yarn anymore, so we can cut this off. That's 1 single crochet in brown done, and we make another single crochet and then we decrease. Then we single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease again. And then we single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be the end of our row. So now we chain 1 and turn, and we won't need the stitch marker anymore. In the next row we keep decreasing, but because now we work from the inside of the head, invisible decreases won't make sense because they won't be invisible, so we can just skip the stitches we want to decrease. We just need to make sure that we crochet nice and tightly so that no gaps will show. And we start with the first stitch that we will skip, so we won't crochet in this but in the next stitch, and then we single crochet 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we skip the next stitch. So make sure to crochet nice and tightly so there won't be any gap. And again we single crochet 5, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again skip 1 stitch and single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we skip another stitch and then single crochet 1, and this is the end of our row, so we chain and turn. In the next row we keep decreasing, so we'll skip the first stitch, so we won't work in here, and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and we repeat this 4 times altogether. So this was the first time. Now we skip the next stitch again and single crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, 3, that was the second time. Again skip and single crochet 3, 1, 2, 3, and once more skip and single crochet 3, 1, 2, 3 and chain and turn. In the next row we again skip the first stitch and then single crochet in the next 2, and again we repeat this 4 times in total. So again we skip 1 and single crochet 2, that's 2, and again skip 1, single crochet 2, and again skip 1 and single crochet 2. And chain 1 and turn. In the next row we again skip the first stitch and single crochet in the next, and now we skip every other stitch. So skip, single crochet, skip, single crochet, skip, single crochet, chain and turn. And we repeat this in the last row. So we skip the first stitch and single crochet in the next, and again skip the next stitch and single crochet in the last stitch. And now we leave a long end for sewing the head on. And fasten off. So now we can fill the head with fiber fill, because we will attach the ears and horns later once the head is attached, because I think then it's easier to find the best placement for them. The head is nicely filled now, so now we can attach it to the head. So we need some pins, and I will attach it on around 22, so 22 of the body, which is this one. So just above round 21, I believe it is. So this is just where I put in the first pin. Be careful with the pins, they might come out at the other side and hurt you. Then here on the other side, and then I put one on each side. It looks so weird without ears. So now we sew . So I just work my way all around the head. And you can pause the video here and hit play once you've done the same. My head is attached now. If you like, you can sew another round if you want to attach it extra firmly, if it's maybe meant to be played with. Otherwise, you can go ahead and weave in the end. Now we can crochet the ears, and I'm gonna use brown yarn for them. And once again we start with the magic ring, but this time we single crochet 4 in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then close the ring, but I wouldn't close it too tightly just yet. In round 2 we increase in the first stitch, 1, 2 in the first, then single crochet 1 in the next stitch, increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and then single crochet 1 in the next stitch. And now it's important that we turn our work the right way, because with rounds so small, sometimes everything turns inwards. There we go. And now we can also tighten the magic ring a little more. Now in the next round we increase in the first stitch. Now our round has 6 stitches, and we increase in the first stitch, and then we single crochet in the next 2, 1 and another one in the next stitch, and we repeat this. So increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2 in the same, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. In the next round we increase further, so we increase in the first stitch, 1 and 2, and then we single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and we increase again in the next stitch, 1, 2, and single crochet in the remaining 3 stitches. One, 2, and 3. Now our round has 10 stitches, and in the next round we'll just single crochet 1 in each of them. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in the next round we start decreasing. So we single crochet in the next, or we start with a decrease, sorry. Decrease. And then we single crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops. And decrease and single crochet 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we have 8 stitches and we'll decrease 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. The last one is tricky. And 4. That's it. So now we fasten off with a long enough end to sew the ear on. And we repeat this. So if you need a reminder on how we did this, then I'll share with you where the instructions for the ear starts right here. Now we'll make the horns, and I'm going to use the white yarn for them. You could also use gray or whatever color you like, of course. So we begin with the magic ring again, and we single crochet 4 in the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then close the ring, but not too tightly. In the second round, we just single crochet in all 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can close the ring more tightly, and also we need to make sure again that it doesn't turn inside out. And then in round 3 we increase in the first stitch. So 1 and 2, then single crochet in the next stitch. One, and then increase in the next stitch. One and 2, and single crochet 1 in the next stitch. Not easy, such a small round, but that's our little horn complete. So again, leave the yarn end long enough to sew it on, and then we repeat these 3 rounds for the second horn. So 4 single crochet, again 4 single crochet, and increase, and single crochet, increase, single crochet. Now we're going to make the tail, and I'm using white yarn for it. Actually, I'll be using both colors, but I start with the white yarn. So we make a chain of 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And then we slip stitch in all 12 chains, starting from the second from our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we fasten off, leaving the yarn end long enough to sew the tail on. And now we'll insert our hook here in the tip of the tail, and then we'll join the brown yarn. So just pull a loop of brown yarn out, and then we make a chain and 3 more chains, 2, 3, and 4. Now we half double crochet in the second chain from our hook, and then we double crochet in the next chain, and then we slip stitch in the next chain and fasten off. Now we'll just need to weave in the brown yarn ends and use the white ones to attach the tail. So our little cow is almost done now. All that's left to do is attaching the ears, the horns, and the tail. So I pinned them in place already, the ears. This can go for now. The ears and the horns. So let's start with the ears. So if you want to place them the way I did, then you leave 3 round space in between the eyes and the ears. And then I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches space in between the ears. So I'll just attach it by stitching through just from front to back. stitch back through the ear and then just stitch forward through the head, and I'll just go back and forth so that the ear will be firmly attached, and then I weave in the ends. That's the ears attached. Now we'll attach the horns. So the horns, I'll put one round further toward the front and also more inwards. Let's see. That's looking good. That's where I'll attach them. So they, oops, sorry, that was my hook. They have about 4 stitches space in between each other. And I attach them the same way I attached the ears. Just stitch through the head and then backwards all the way through the horn until they're sewn on from each side. That's the horns attached. Now all that's left to do is sew on the tail, and I pinned it in place with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 round space, counted from the last round in the middle. Thank you so much for watching and crocheting along with me. I appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please feel free to like this video. It's so helpful because this tells others that it might be worth their time. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future crochet tutorials. I will try to upload as many as possible in the coming weeks. Thank you so much for watching and happy creating. Bye!